Welcome to Endurance Tales. Today we're going to talk about what is endurance riding and why would anybody do it. We're riding Stormy today and we're trying to get through the field because it's cold out here, and I'm hoping it will be warmer in the woods. We're in Minnesota, and it is our off season, obviously. But we're still out for a ride, enjoying the beautiful, cold snow. Easy, buddy. So what is endurance riding? Endurance riding is a sport, an equestrian sport, where riders compete. The motto of endurance riding is to finish is to win. We're going to go this way. To finish is to win. So a true endurance ride is 50 miles, and you have 12 hours, including your hold time, to ride 50 miles. And a hold is just a mandatory rest period for the horse. It's really designed for them to see the veterinarian, make sure they're not lame, that they're eating and drinking, that their metabolic scores are good, and that they're fit to continue. In endurance, we also have events called limited distance, which are typically 25 or 30 or could be 35 miles in length. And in a limited distance ride, for a 25-mile ride, you have 6 hours. And if you have a 50-minute hold, it means you're going to ride. The maximum time you have to finish the course is 5 hours and 10 minutes. In endurance, we typically go to a ride camp, a venue that has marked, the ride manager has marked trails, and we're going to follow those marked trails in loops usually that come back to camp where the vets are waiting to check our horses and make sure they're safe and good to go. Typically at an endurance event, you're going to spend a lot of time trotting. The trot is a pretty efficient gait, and horses are conditioned to trot for long periods of time. Today, we'll probably do a little more walking than we would on a normal ride. We're just out for fun today. Trying not to get too cold and too snowy, although I'm now sitting on some snow. I'm riding Stormy again today. He is going to be 12 next year, and he has done some limited distance rides, some competitive trail rides, and some endurance rides. He's mostly Arabian, but has a little bit of Welsh and Rocky Mountain. Come on, boy. So you might be wondering, why would anybody want to ride a horse for 50 miles or even 100 miles? A 100-mile ride, you have 24 hours to complete. So why? Why would anybody want to endurance ride? I have been riding for most of my life. I rode as a kid, and then as a young adult, I didn't have horses, but then got horses again maybe 25 years ago, and we did a lot of trail riding, and I just love to ride. And so when I heard about a sport where I could go and compete with other people out on trail, potentially travel all around the country, see all different kinds of terrain, I just thought that sounds like a great time. So I started endurance riding not quite 10 years ago. And So far, 50 miles has been my favorite distance. I haven't quite had a horse that's been ready and able to do a 100-mile distance or a 75 yet, but that's a dream that's out there still. We'll see. Someday, maybe we will. But why? I started talking about that and then I never finished. If you watched my first video, you know I've dedicated this channel to my dad. And he always taught us as we were kids that it's really important to work hard. And he also taught us, or we saw through his life, how important it is to enjoy life and to enjoy your health. And so I think my motto with that is we work hard, but it's important that we take time to play hard. And endurance is an opportunity for me to really immerse myself in whatever I'm doing at the time. I always say, if it was easy, everyone would do it. And really what that means is it takes a lot of focus to ride a horse for 50 miles in 12 hours or less. We have to really be in the moment and not be thinking about other things. We have to really pay complete attention to the horse that we're riding. Is it eating? Is it drinking? Is it peeing? Is it pooping? Are we on course? Are we staying on the marked trail, or did we get off trail? And are we managing our time efficiently? All of those things require us not to be thinking about all the other things in life that might have consumed our minds on other days. And so it's a way to get out and spend time with really awesome people. I've made some amazing friends in the sport of endurance, and we just have a lot of fun together, enjoying my horse and everything that the horses have to offer us. All right, Stormy, let's go for a little trot. One of the best ways to learn about endurance is to check out the American Endurance Ride Conference, which is the governing organization across the country for the sport of endurance, and see what's on their website. You can find the ride calendars, so where all the rides are. You can find lots of instructional videos. There's a library section that has educational materials. You can also, if you join, you get the Endurance News. And the Endurance News is a monthly publication that has articles and information about endurance. Probably the best way to learn about endurance is to go and volunteer at a ride. So the rides are actually all put on by ride managers. Without ride managers, we wouldn't really have any rides. And so ride managers need lots of volunteers to help scribe for the vets, to help mark trail, to take pulses, just lots of different things that you can do to help a ride manager. But probably one of the best ways to learn is to hang out in the vet area as a scribe, because as a scribe, you're going to get to watch all the competitors come in and watch the vets You'll take down all the notes for their ride cards to see how those horses are doing. But it's just a really good way to see, gosh, are these horses, are they staying sound or not? We're kind of interested to see if we're going to be able to navigate the trails today, because last weekend when we were out here, there was so much heavy fresh snow and it was really hard to get around. I don't know, today is looking a little less snowy, but like that maybe we can boondock here. Come on, buddy. Let me see. Good boy. Whoop. Good boy. The trees have started to stand up a little bit. Good boy. You got it. And so we are making a little forward progress. That's awesome. So anyway, back to scribing. As a scribe, it's just a great way to meet people and learn about the sport. The other thing you can do is you can participate in what's called an intro or a novice ride, which is usually 10 to 15 miles. And you'll have the same vet experience that you would if you were doing an actual ride. It's just you will only do one loop. And it's a good way to evaluate where your horse is at, where you're at, and have the experience without entering a full distance ride. Oh boy. Okay, more trees. All right, hang on. Good boy. I have a feeling we might have to go out the way we came in. Normally we would make a loop, but I'm not sure about that today. Can you walk through these? It's really important that your horses are desensitized. As you can see, Stormy here today is being pretty willing to walk through all this brush. You never quite know what you're going to run into. Typically trails are marked and cleared and we wouldn't be dealing with this sort of thing. I'm a little worried about these because if they jumped up, we might not like it. Kind of like that. Evidently I wasn't too worried. Oh, looky there. We made it through. There is a trail that goes that way. Just doesn't really look like it. There's also a trail that goes this way. We might try the other one though. So in addition to the American Endurance Ride Conference, there are also regional organizations that support distance riding across the country. I live in Minnesota, and so we have the Minnesota Distance Riders Association, MINDRA, and also the Upper Midwest Distance Riders Association, or UMECRA. Both of those organizations sanction rides and help to support ride managers in putting on rides, and they also give out regional awards so you can compete in your state or region association and potentially earn some year-end awards. You might ask, is there prize money for endurance riding? And there is not. It's really a sport that people do because they enjoy spending time with their horses. And it's really against the rules to actually have any prize money. It's really important that the focus of a distance ride is on keeping the horses safe, and that's one of the reasons why there's no prize money. There are awards. Everybody gets a completion award, which might be a t-shirt or a hoof pick or a bucket or a sticker or a wristband. I've received lots of different types of completion prizes. Typically rides might have a little nicer prize if you finish first place, or another very much coveted award in endurance is called best condition. Best condition is just horses that finish within the top 10 are eligible to stand for best condition, and the vets will evaluate the horses at the end of the ride, and there's a scoring process where a horse then would be determined to be which one was in the best condition for the work they did. Good boy. This way. It's kind of a tricky ride today. Oh, yeah, you're okay. Let's get around this one this way. Oh, burr. We'll see how far down this trail we can get. Good boy. One other thing about trying to ride a horse for 50 miles is it's not easy. And so I always tell people that, it's something that you'll be surprised how many things you need to learn about, which is maybe why you're here watching this video. And hopefully we'll make future videos that focus on different topics, but things like electrolytes and conditioning, heart rates. We're riding along the river here. It's frozen. A little open water out there. Saddles and tack fit, clothes to keep yourself comfortable. There's so much that I didn't realize I needed to know when I started endurance. But the other thing is, you just start and you learn, and hopefully you pay attention. And I like to ask people questions and listen to the more experienced riders, because they've maybe encountered things and maybe I don't have to learn everything the hard way. I also like to read books, and so before I started endurance, I had Go the Distance. I'd probably read that book 10 or 15 times before I even showed up at my first ride. Now, not everyone will need to do that, but I had been thinking about competing in distance riding for about 10 years, so I had plenty of time to read the book before I showed up at a ride. I will also say that the sport of endurance can be kind of addictive. So you might find yourself taking a vacation day on Thursday to drive 12 hours to go to a ride that you haven't been to before. And good boy. And showing up and competing and driving home. I really enjoy getting out across the country to see different trails. It's really all about the trail for me. I love a good trail. I think we're going to get some open water up here. I haven't seen tons of deer tracks. So far, no deer. It looks like something's been going down to the river here. We will not. We'll avoid that. Good boy. Easy. I'm not really worried about trotting because it's pretty dry footing here. Easy, buddy. Underneath, so I know there isn't any ice. And we have maybe 6 inches of fluffy snow. It's kind of fun. Good play. Good boy. Easy. Good boy. Did we go this way? The nice thing about wearing a helmet is you can just duck. Although it kind of got stuck on one of those trees. But I think this way, buddy. Good boy. We're gonna be careful not to get Stormy too sweaty today because it's really cold out. And easy, bud. I wonder, do we think we can get this way? Let's try it. Fingers are getting very cold. Should have wore the choppers. Of course, I'm wearing gloves. Wasn't sure where my mittens were. Good boy. Easy. Stormy feels good. All this little brush just got completely knocked down. Good boy. Stick. I'm really hopeful the trail is open up here. Otherwise, I'm going to be regretting my life choices. Mostly the no mittens. One of the best things I did when I started distance riding was I found a mentor. And I can't believe how much time my mentor spent answering my crazy questions, which, again, great way to learn is to ask questions, but then actually listen to what people have to say. If people find out you're listening and applying, they're a lot more likely to try to continue to help. Anyway, back on the AERC website, there's a list of people who have agreed to be mentors. There's also a program called Green Beans, and a lot of people are willing to mentor through the Green Bean program. Well, I hope you enjoyed the ride today. Maybe learned a little bit of something about endurance. And if you've been thinking about giving it a try, I encourage you to check it out. It might be the most fun you've ever had on horseback. So thanks for watching Endurance Tales. Until next time.